I was 23 years old when I realized that resume writing is an actual profession. I was at a networking event and somebody found out that I was a recruiter and asked me to review their resume. Well, somebody else overheard them and asked me to review theirs. By the end of the night, I had a line of people asking me to either review or rewrite their resume. The next day I went into work and I told my coworker all about it. And she's like, yeah, you can make hundreds, if not thousands of dollars per resume.
I'm sorry, what?
And I was like, this doesn't seem right. Resume writing should be a skill that is taught in high school and in college. So in today's video, I'm going to save you hundreds, if not thousands of dollars by giving you the top 12 resume tips that will give you the confidence to craft a resume that you are proud of. Tip number 1 is to create a master resume. Now, a master resume is for your eyes only. Consider it an information dump of everything you have done professionally. This includes prior work experience, education, training, certifications, work accomplishments. This is going to save you so much time and headache down the road. When you go to craft a resume, a lot of times we think, oh my gosh, I did that thing. What was that thing? And you try to go through your email, see if you can find any information about it, or you just rack your brain trying to remember the specifics of it. This is why you want to create a master resume, because you have it there, you can draw from it, and you can put it on the resume that you are actually going to present to somebody. Tip number 2 is if you have an objective statement, go ahead and remove it. Replace it with either a summary section or a key accomplishments section. Objective statements say, I'm looking for, I need. It's all I, or you. When in reality, the company wants to understand why you are the good fit for their position. Sorry to tell you, they're not really interested in what you want. They're more concerned about their own needs. Tip number 3 is to show, not tell on your resume. Now, this is an extreme example, but let's say that you were applying for a receptionist position. You could, on your resume, simply state answered phones. But think about that. Every person who is applying for a receptionist position probably has experience answering phones. You're simply telling what you did. Instead, show what you did. And you can do this by saying something like, handled 80 plus calls per day, reducing the average wait time from 4 to 2 minutes. There, you're quantifying how many calls you had, and you're showing how you specifically were able to reduce wait times, which leads into tip number 4, which is to quantify where possible. Not only are you going to show rather than tell when you provide numbers, but as humans, our eyes are just drawn to numbers, especially when it's in blocks of text. And really, that's what a resume is, right? It's just 1 or 2 pages of text. So when our eyes see numbers, we automatically want to read that. So you are doing dual purpose here. You're getting their attention and you're showing the impact that you specifically had that no one else has. Tip number 5 is function over fancy. The only caveat is if you are in an artistic or graphic design type of profession, then yes, you might want to go a bit fancier, but the general rule of thumb is to keep it simple. Now, this is going to benefit you in 2 ways. 1, the ATS system is going to be better able to read it, and ATS is applicant tracking system, and you want to make it simple for those systems to read. But 2, when it gets to a human, you don't want them looking at your resume being like, what is going on here? There is an eye tracking study from 2018 that says the average recruiter takes 7.4 seconds to make a determination on a resume. So if you are using up those valuable seconds to confuse them, they're just going to toss that aside. So make it easy on them by keeping it simple. And if you're looking for even more free resources in your job search, make sure to join my free school community. The link is in the description below. Number 6 is to tailor. Now, I know a lot of people are like, oh, this takes so much time. I don't want to do this. But think about it from the company's perspective. They are hiring for this position because they have a problem they are looking to solve. And it is in their best interest to find the person who can best solve that problem. And it is your job to show up as that person. They do not care how long it is taking you. They do not care how long your job search process has been. They simply want to find the best person for that role. And it is your job to do so. But I will tell you, ChatGPT has made it a bit easier, especially if you know how to properly prompt ChatGPT to tailor your resume, and I have a video up here if you are interested. And tip number 7 has to do with your education section. Unless you are a new grad, you're going to want to go ahead, remove the dates that you attended school, remove the GPA, and even move that section on down to the bottom of the resume. If you've been working for years, the companies are more interested in what you have been doing recently than a degree that you got 10, 15, 20 years ago. And tip number 8 is if you have work history that's over 15 years old, either remove it or move it. If it's not applicable to what you are going for and it doesn't add value, then just go ahead and remove it. But if it does apply and you feel it does enhance your resume, you can have a section titled like additional relevant work experience that will summarize in very high level bullet points what that experience is. And tip number 9 is actually 3 little tips all rolled into one. The first being, don't include pictures. There is no need for your bright smiley face on a resume. And trust me, they're probably seeing it anyway when they Google you, which they are. Next is you do not need your full address. Just go ahead and put city and state. That's totally fine. And third is if you do have a LinkedIn profile on your resume, make sure that you've created that to be a hyperlink. And tip number 10 is if you have a career break, own it. Don't hide it. There is a myth that you somehow need to cover up the fact that you took a step back from the paid workforce. You don't. During that time, you have had new experiences, developed new skills, and all of that can translate into a paid position. It's just making sure that you are able to address those and own that with confidence. And I'll link a video in the description below about how to do that. And number 11 is do not keyword stuff. You should be strategic with using your keywords, but don't have your resume just read as a list of keywords. It's just going to annoy the recruiter and they're probably not going to call you anyway. So be strategic, but don't stuff. And finally, always have human eyes review your resume, especially with the advent of AI. Some people think, well, that's enough. AI reviewed it. No, 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 no. Always have multiple pairs of eyes look it over. That way you are able to catch things that you might not in the moment and that AI might not even see as a problem. So there you go, 12 tips so you are better able to craft your resume with confidence. And if you are looking for interviewing secrets, make sure to check out my video here.